Good evening, televiewers, and welcome to yet another exciting edition on our program Mountain Echoes. With us in the studio, we have the young people of the Diocese of Boya, alongside with the diocesan chaplain who is there to guide them, who is there to shepherd them, who is there to show them the right path so that they can work together as a team. And today we shall be looking at this topic, Diocesan Youth Week celebration with His Lordship Michael Bibi. Diocesan Youth celebration with His Lordship Michael Bibi. It is no news to us that the Diocesan Youth Chaplain of the Diocese of Boya with some priests and some other kind of person left Cameroon for Lisbon to celebrate with the Holy Father Pope Francis. This time around, it is at the diocesan level. They're going to tell us more about this, why after the celebration at Lisbon, Portugal, precisely, and they want to still do it this time around. Is it because all the youths in the Diocese of Boya could not make that movement to Lisbon in Portugal, or they just want to showcase the youthfulness in the Diocese of Boya? All those things will be explained in the course of our program. Of course, we have the Diocesan Youth Chaplain, like I said before, Reverend Father Anselm KB. Father, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Father. It's a pleasure to be here with the young people of the Diocese of Boya. I'll give a shout out to all of them who are following us now. So I just say it's a pleasure to have us here once more. Thank you, Father, for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much for coming, Father Anselm, the Diocesan Youth Chaplain. We have the Diocesan Youth Chaplain. You have the President of the Youths, the Diocesan Youth Association, the Diocese of Boya. We have the Vice President of the Youths in the Diocese of Boya, Miss Manuela Bila. You're welcome and good evening.
Good evening, Father.
Yes, on the T-shirt is very clear that youths together in Christ. So is that the motto of the Youth Association in the Diocese of Boya?
Yes, Father.
Okay, thank you
We
very
are all
much.
together in Christ.
Okay, not together in Christ, all together in Christ. All the young people,
Yes, Father.
very important. And we have Mr. Jarvis. Mr. Jarvis, good evening. You're welcome.
Good evening, Father, and I'm glad to be here today this evening.
Yes, so how have you been preparing with the youths down there in your own parish? I'm told that you are the Dinary Youth President, of Boya Dinary President.
Yes, okay, Pater. So far concerning the Bishop Games for this year, if I'm not mistaken, on the 17th of December, that was this Sunday which passed,
Yeah.
we had what called Dinary eliminations, preparing for that, and so we had various activities which are going to be done at the level of the Bishop Games. That's the drama, singing, and traditional dance and ballet. And so far, we have the parishes who are going to be present the Dinary at the level of the diocese, and the preparation so far is good, both from the parishes present, and it's a kind of a setback for some parishes like Regina Passes Cathedral, the host parish for the diocesan event, in which so far I'm not sure they're going to be available at the Bishop Game because
They're going to
participation.
traveling to Lisbon. Where would they go to? They are the one hosting.
I don't know. Maybe
Anyway, we'll be coming back to that, Mr. Jarvis. Thank you very much. I'm sure the Diocesan Youth Chaplain is aware of that. We have Mr. Kensa Issa. He is the youth president, or the parish youth president, if I'm not making a mistake, of St. Charles Luanga's parish, Boya, the Diocese of Boya. Good evening, Mr. Kensa Issa. So, how preparation going on down there in Charles Luanga's?
Well, I think we are trying our possible best because due to the took up of the activities we had in the parish. But as far as the Bishop Game is concerned, activities and preparation kick off immediately after the harvest that we had. That was on the 10th
Of December?
December. So we already began with preparation to choose the various parishes that are going to represent us as far as Dinary is concerned. So activities are ongoing, and we hope that as the days goes by, more youth get interested.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Ketsa. Before we get to the Diocesan Youth Chaplain, someone has made mention of the fact that there is Charles Luangas, the youth of St. Charles Luangas Parish, Moliko, and the others. Therefore, they are like kind of a pace setters. What are you going to tell the viewers about that?
Well, when we get when we hear the name St. Charles Luanga, actually it's a place of, it's a student milieu. But there's a little bit of differences that we have as far as our parish is concerned, because it's a passive parish. But those those who are parishioners who stays or who come for worship frequently, we have difficulties, like some parents come or they criticize or they talk bad about maybe some young persons who give in their possible best, or maybe when activities are supposed to be done, these young persons are not there to do it. Do you see them coming out to actually talk about them that you did not, but they have children in the house that they actually after mass they carry to their various houses. So that's a challenge I'm sure we are facing heavily down there, because youth are trying their possible best, but we have other youth that maybe they only talk from phone or in WhatsApp groups, but physically they are not there.
They are not there to carry out the youth
That's a
activities.
big challenge.
Anyway, that is but what happens in Chester. Guys, there seems there is a youth chaplain is here for the anthem. Can you tell the viewers more about what is the celebration all about? Diocesan Youth celebration with His Lordship Michael Bibi, the Bishop of the Diocese of Buea. After you've spent a nice time down there, over they call it overseas in Lisbon, Portugal, with Holy Father. Why this celebration this time around again?
I think it is important, Father, that why in Lisbon the Holy Father stressed the fact that we should go back to the peripheries, back to our various dioceses, to our local churches, to make sure that we celebrate with the young people who may not have the opportunity. Many of them could not have that opportunity to celebrate with the Holy Father. So the few that left the diocese to celebrate with the Holy Father have to bring back that message to their brothers and sisters. So I think this year will be a special year. It is something that is annual, but this year is a special year because it comes immediately after the International World Youth Day celebration in Lisbon with the Holy Father. So the message we received from the Holy Father, we would like to share it with the young people. And also they will want to commune with the Bishop of the Diocese, His Lordship Bishop Michael Bibi, who always has that interest in the young people and will always use this opportunity to encourage them, maybe those in their studies, those in their work, in one thing or another. It is really a fine opportunity for them to meet him just as young people. Maybe he's meeting them in various places, in various occasions, like parish visits, like when he goes for his doctrine on Mondays and other occasions. But now he is meeting them just as young people. So it is really wonderful that we have this opportunity. So it is all about communing with the bishop, showing their gifts and talents which God has blessed them with, and also sharing their faith with their brothers and sisters. So it is not about competition, but coming together to commune, coming together to share our love, coming together to show
this, but seemingly it is just about like 20 days because of the festivities that we have during this period. How do you manage the festivities that we have during this period of December precisely, and moving these young people who think that maybe they would prefer to stay with your parents after maybe spending 9 or 3 months in school? They'll prefer to be with their parents. How do you think the movement of carrying these these young people to support precisely in a bureau call where they'll be there for 3 days, with the traffic and the rest, all those things? How do you manage to carry out this maybe these activities during this particular time? Don't you think that is not maybe appropriate for these young people to go?
Yeah, Father, when I took over that office, that was the very first thing that came to my mind, and even the bishop has thought about that. But I mean, the zeal, the joy which the young people radiate during this period, you see that it is something that we cannot stop. It is like a continuation of the Christmas celebration. And the Christmas celebration is called the family feast. But I think that in our diocese, it is not just a family feast in the sense of natural families, but also our spiritual families. And I think that it is a wonderful thing that they could come together just immediately, few days after the celebration of Christmas, come to celebrate their faith, come to celebrate the birth of Christ with their brothers and sisters. So I had that in mind, that maybe with the festivities, it could be tiring, it could be a bit difficult for the young people to come together at that point in time, but you will see the number that they will leave their parishes. It is like the celebration itself on Christmas Day is like low key for some of the youths. They really prepare themselves, because even on Christmas Day, some of them are in their parishes preparing for these bishop games. So they are really aware of what is coming up, and they are really coming to celebrate their faith. So some of them even make those sacrifices not to go out with friends to celebrate that day, just to make sure that they are well prepared and equipped for this celebration. So I think that thought that I had in mind when I took over this office, now is my second year there as the Diocesan Youth Chaplain, that zeal that I saw last year in the young people cleared off any doubts that I had that year. This is a wonderful time for them to commune with one another and to commune with the bishop. So I think that it is really a great time. and there is no difficulty. That period of Christmas and then also that transition into the new year, there is no better time for them to celebrate their faith.
Yeah,
with
thank
one
you very
another.
much, Father, for answering that particular question. Since the diocesan vice president is here, Mr. Manuela Bila, working together with the diocesan youth president, diocesan youth chaplain, Father Anselm Kebi. So far, what have you done to ensure that the diocesan youth celebration come 2023, which begins on the 27th of this month, be a success? What have you put together to ensure that there will be no failure?
Thank you very much for that question, Father. With respect to this diocesan youth celebration, or in view of this celebration, the diocesan ESCO and all the other members of committee are working tirelessly to make sure that this particular celebration is a success and it's a one of its kind. Now, with respect to the environment, the accommodation where we are going to host these games, we made arrangements already with Bishop Rogan College Minor Seminary down there, small support, and we are going to use the campus. And we have set up committees to take care of every aspect.
Yeah, so
of
which are
things.
some of the committees that we have that
the
work together maybe to ensure?
Social committee.
Yeah.
They're going to take care of food and other arrangements. We have the logistics. We have finance committee. We have the organizing committee. We have the liturgy and the sports committee, even the discipline committee. All of these have been put together so that we work together and make sure that this diocesan celebration is a success.
Yes, we've realized that the past maybe diocesan youth celebration with the young people. We have very, very young youths of the ages of about, say, 6 years to about 10 years. What preparations have you made so far to ensure that these kids are kept maybe in a confined area, will have maybe water, food, and the rest?
Now, we are planning to pay a visit to Bishop Rogan College on Friday, 22nd December, to check all of these things. And notwithstanding, that's not the first visit we are paying. Before then, the chaplain himself has gone there to make these arrangements. So we have to make sure that there is enough of everything for everybody to be comfortable. Water, electricity, a good place to sleep, and every other thing. And more to that, these very young persons also have activities that will keep them going. So we have involved them in activities. They have their sporting activities. They also have activities particular just to them, like the chair dance, sack race, Bible drill. All of that will just be for the youths between the ages 7 to 12. So we are really getting them involved, and we are going to charge the older ones to take care of them so that they don't get lost along the way.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just to add to
Yes,
that,
maybe
Father,
yeah.
because just to add to that, I think emphasis have been laid on that in particular. We are working hand in glove with the Family Life Office because we want something very special for them. Those within that age range from 7 to about 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Even the time for the talk, they will be inside the cathedral, while others will be at the ceremonial ground, those above 14. We want something that is peculiar to them. Maybe what will give them as talk, like spiritual talks, will not be the same for those who are like adult youths. So we want to really pay attention to them and also see how they can really leave that place, not just coming there for sightseeing, but also they should come there and really go back with something that will really benefit them as they are growing into the faith like young people.
Your father, or after spending a nice time with the Holy Father, Lisbon in Portugal, we know it's not news to us that we equally there's a message that the Holy Father always give out to the young people. This time around in Lisbon, what was it all about?
Yeah, this year the Holy Father has drawn inspiration from St. Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 12, verse 12, where the Holy Father is calling on the young people to rejoice in hope. So the theme of this year for the message of the Holy Father to the young people in particular is rejoice in hope.
Yeah.
From inspired, as I said, from St. Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 12, verse 12. And the Holy Father, in that message of about 5 pages, encourages the young people to be joyful, encourage the young people to be hopeful, in particular in moments of difficulties and challenges, especially as the world is being plagued with so many things that are wrong. Putting on the social media, he will say 90% of what is going on social media, they are the negative things, war here and there, people dying here and there. In all that, the Holy Father is assuring the young people that they should not lose hope. they should be people of hope. And he says they can begin to nurture that hope through prayer, through their daily decisions. He called hope the little virtue. You know, St. Paul says in his letter to the Corinthians, first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 13, that there are three things that last: faith, hope, and love. And in all that, the Holy Father says, people can really point on love, can pinpoint on love and talk about faith, but sometimes hope is really missing, and which is a great virtue, though he calls it a little virtue, that faith and love will really not have a true effect on someone's life without that little virtue, which is very important. So the Holy Father is really encouraging the young people, despite the challenges that they are facing, despite the difficulties that surrounds them, maybe in their personal lives, maybe in their families, whatever they are going through, let them anchor on that great virtue, hope, and let them be hopeful always.
So we're reflecting on the Pope's message this time around. What are you telling the parents who are still contemplating either to send your kids for this very spiritual and very special activity with your bishop? What are you telling the parents out there?
We are really encouraging the parents to really encourage their children to take part in it. I know of some parents who have even called me personally asking that, Father, will there be that celebration of the young people? Because last year I visited that November this year I visited Gardens, Our Lady of Lourdes Parish Gardens, and I was there with YCW, the Young Christian Workers, for their rally. And when I entered, one of the children there, she's about 8 years old. She identified me and was telling the mother, that is that father, that is that father. And the mother was asking, the father who was with you people, who was chasing you people in Sase? He said yes. And the mother confessed to me and said, Father, after my child came back from the youth pilgrimage in Sase, this year was in April, just before Palm Sunday, it ended on Palm Sunday this year, he said, my daughter came back so much different. She was very different, and she's the one leading prayers in the house. She was saying that, Father, they were only praying and praying and praying there. And the mother was one asking, Father, when would there be such garden like this? And she said she hesitated sending her daughter for that garden, but she's not regretting that the daughter came, because when she came back, she's just 8 years old, but she saw a different person in the house. So I would like to encourage the parents who have always marked such gardens of young people as something negative, where the children come there and they come to misbehave and they don't live there with anything positive. I would like to encourage them again to renew their minds and see that they encourage their children to come and take part in such gardens, because we are really planning to see how we can really impact the young people this time with so many activities, spiritual activities in particular, that after those 3 days they will leave entering the new year really renewed and ready to carry on in their faith.
Okay, Father, thank you very much. We go maybe precisely now. We let us see what happens in or what has been happening so far in St. Charles Lwanga Parish since the youth president is here himself. Mr. Kensa Isaac, can you tell the viewers about your preparations? You may also help those who are still lacking behind, maybe to pick up from you. Since, like I told you at the beginning, many persons know of St. Charles Lwanga's parish and the other parishes in the Diocese of Boya. So it's like a kind of pesetas per se, in quotes, how far people in maybe with your preparations as far as this World Youth Day celebration or diocesan celebration, youth celebration is concerned.
Okay, thank you for giving me the floor again. I think as far as Bishop Game is concerned, to me in person, I think it's a privilege to actually have time to spend to see the bishop around us, and just seeing him, I think it makes you think something different, and you're actually just mind free. As far as the parish is concerned, I think we, like I earlier mentioned, the few youth that are there are actually doing their possible best, because we have a good number of youth, but we have 4 apostolic groups, but basically I can say we have 3, because there's one who feel like along the line they always say they're not apostolic groups. So, but I always have this principle of saying that I work with those I see, because those I see, I think those are the ones that have actually identified themselves to belong. Those who have identified themselves as youth, I think we have been preparing hard. Yesterday we joined the youth of St. Cornelius Parish to see how we compete amongst ourselves to select the parish that are going to represent Adinari, because this year not all parish is being given that privilege to actually participate as before because of too much ups and downs and time constraint as well. So we had to compete amongst ourselves. We select who is doing what and who is not doing what. So yesterday, I think we begin and we are continuing to move again. Every day, as from yesterday, we have we have camping practice. So
Yeah.
I think St. Charles actually trying their possible best to see that they are not left out from the mission.
So which maybe youth groups we have in St. Charles Longas who maybe be coming up to support from the 27th to 30th of December?
Okay, I think we have the St. Stephen Guild.
Yeah.
We
About
have
how many of them are there?
About 30 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Cadet of Mary, and with the observation that I in person have seen, the Cadet of Mary this time around is in two phases.
Mm-hmm.
We have what they call the senior cadet and the junior cadet.
Yeah.
The ones you see them are the cadet. When I say cadet, not cadet as in the cadet as apostolic group, the cadet as the younger ones.
Yeah.
Then the senior ones, they are just behind, passing the others. So, but as as it is, we will have to just keep on pushing. Then we have the YCS too that are actually doing their possible best. As for the YCW, they are also there, but sometimes you meet them, they will give you maybe today we are not you, tomorrow we are choir. So, as far as that is concerned, but the few that we have, I think we are actually doing our possible best to see that we meet up to the target that has been given to us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Kensa Isa. Mr. Jarvis Boya, Deanery President, as a Deanery, after looking at the parish level, so far, how is the Deanery, Boya Deanery precisely? How far are their preparations? Maybe you could like to rate it maybe on 100%. So as far as the celebration, which will begin on the 27th, is concerned, how far have you gone? The Deanery level.
Okay, thank you again, Father, for giving us opportunity. Concerning the preparation for Bishop game on the scale of 100%, I will give Deanery a 90%, based on the fact that two parishes at the level of Deanery, that's the Regina Passes Cathedral Small Support and the newly created parish Lady of Sorrows, Monyalose in Sampit. These are the only two parishes which are kind of a setback in relation to the preparation, because Monyalose is just a Lady of Sorrows is just a new parish, and so far we haven't gotten enough time to really gather the youths of that parish to come up. But I'm sure from next year they are going to see great massive results. Concerning the Cathedral parish, I've spoken to the president, and the feedback he has given to me is kind of a negative one, because he says the youths are so not ready or prepared for the Bishop games, as long as I've heard, and this can be seen on Sunday where we had the generic eliminations and no youth from small support were present, and it was really so sad. And they are the host parish, and they have their role to play in regards to the Bishop games. However, the preparations from other parishes is wonderful, from St. Martin de Porres Bukwango, St. Antonio Pada Boya Town, St. Teresa of Churches Mekongi, and Immaculate Conception Grace Support, and they are really doing well. And we can say that in relation to the Bishop games, it's the four parishes which are sure to be there for the Bishop games in December 27, and the activeness, their participation is really encouraging, because on Sunday we had the wonderful eliminations. It was so tight and wonderful, but however we have the various representatives for each activity, and one of the resolutions which came up was kind of emerging, in which we can call all the parishes to come together as one deanery to participate in each activities. As, let's say, for example, singing, we can, if it's a way that all the parishes can come together as one to form a deanery choir to go in for the competition as one is going to be lovely, and that's the idea I and the chaplain have been talking about. And we wish to foresee this program in as much as there's no time, and parishes have been preparing from 2 weeks ago, from after Christ the King. Some parishes have been having blocked practices and block training, as in every day, like my parish in St. Martin de Porres. I think for 2 weeks now we're in church every blessed day. It's not easy, but when you talk of the Bishop games, people are so anxious and excited, because
just waiting for that day.
Like, to be, you can see most youth talk about the Bishop games, and even Christmas Day, as Father said, it's like they prefer the Bishop games to count than even the Christmas Day, and it's so lovely because they get time to spend with the Bishop and meet other youths, pray together as one, and it's a lovely idea, and the preparation so far is a good one.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jarvis. That is for the deanery, the vice president, the assistant vice president. Could you tell the viewers also more about the preparations, looking at the parishes and the deaneries that make up the Diocese of Boya? Maybe if you're having a tour to go see what is happening, can you please maybe kind of evaluation so far?
Okay, Father, I'll begin with my dinary. I'm from Boya Dinary, and I can say, add my voice to what the president is saying. That Boya Dinary is actually preparing well. On Sunday, what I saw for the dinary elimination was so wonderful. I did not expect. The hall in Boya Town was full. It means that the youths are anxious. And I want to thank the president and the chaplain and others who are working tirelessly in that dinary to mobilize and sensitize the youth on a daily basis, especially the chaplain. A shout out to Father Thierry Ndime, who sent every bit of information to the dinary forums for every update that comes from the diocese. And I think that's one of the reasons why we had that kind of that wonderful turnout. For other dinaries, Moliko Dinary has given a positive feedback, and myself, I have passed by Moliko Dinary and I saw the preparations ongoing, where the different parishes came together to prepare themselves for this activity. For Tico Dinary, we got feedback that they are doing so well. I also got reports from the diocesan president, who happens to come from that dinary, and his feedback was positive. For Limbe Dinary, I do not have much, but I believe they are doing some work behind the scenes to make sure that that activity is a success. For Munya Dinary, I also have just a few hints about that, but I believe they are doing their best to come up for this activity. Moyoka Dinary also is giving us a good feedback about their preparations. So we think that we are going to have a massive turnout. We have 40 parishes in the diocese, and just imagine that we have just 10 youths from each parish. That's 400. And we know that we are going to have more than 10 youths. So we are planning to host about 1,000 young persons this come 27th to 30th of December. I think it's a mammoth task, but the task cannot be more than us, because we have ourselves, we have each other to help us prepare for this wonderful activity.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Emanuela Bila, the Vice Diocesan Youth President. Father is here also. Father, maybe working with them, how do you look at it, maybe globally now, from Modika to Edinau or to Munyenge, and maybe we come down to just Longas. How do you put everything together so far? Today is the 19th, and we have a few days to go.
Father, I can say that comparatively, that is talking about last year and this year, I can say that you can see that this year will even be brighter. Last year we had about 900 youths in a small support, but at least in that number there were about 7 to 8 parishes that were absent last year. And this year, talking with the fathers themselves, they are so much interested. Priests are contacting you. Some are not even youth chaplains in their parishes. Parish priests, they are contacting you. Deans, they contact you just to show the interest. So I mean, I can say that globally, when I look at the whole diocese, I can see that there is some interest, and people are really working hard. Talking about my own Dinary, Munya Dinary, in particular, the parishes there in Munya Dinary, talking right from Ekuna, my own parish, right down to my 14, I see the youths all really active. All the parishes, they meet and they are really working together. On Sunday, the whole Tico Dinary was in All Saints Parish, from Modeka right up to Mutengene itself. They were all in All Saints Parish, and only for Tico Dinary, that is about 8 parishes there in Tico Dinary, we had about 200 youths that gathered in All Saints Parish just to prepare. That is only a Dinary. And in other Dinaries too, like in Moyoka Dinary, you see that some of the youths of Moyoka Dinary, they are in Boya. And while they are in Boya, they gather themselves, because most of them are schooling in Boya. They gather themselves and they practice at Charles Lwanga's parish
as Moyoka Dinary.
So they are already doing it, and now that they have gone back home for holidays, they meet at those in the lower zone, that is those in St. Teresa of the Child Jesus Parish, okay, Malende, Holy Trinity Parish, Malende, St. Joseph, they gather at St. Joseph. While those on the upper zone, Ekata, Bafia, Munyenge, they are practicing in their various parishes. So they are not left out. So in every corner of the diocese, from Munyenge to Edinau to Modeka, the youths are practicing and ready to be present come 27 in Bishop Rogan College with their father, the chief shepherd of the diocese.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father. Like you said, last year we had over 900 young people, and this time around with the preparations, there is that possibility that you're going to have more than the 900
yes,
young
Father,
people.
we are envisaging 1,200 youths in Bishop Rogan College.
Yes, so as far as accommodation is concerned, like the vice president made mention of it, that maybe some other arrangements have been done. There is something so peculiar how, as far as this stuff is concerned, with this huge number of persons, how do you feed these persons?
When it comes to feeding, every parish was being given a levy, like a food quota, to come along with. Thank God some parishes are already complying, even beforehand. Some of them that are tasked to giving cash, some of them are already handing in the physical cash. Some of them with raw food, we cannot receive them immediately because how to keep them will be a problem, since most of the things are a bit perishable. So we would like to say that is assured, because the youth always make sure that they meet up with the task and with the levy given to them. So that is not even a problem. We are also working with the mamas of CWA, the Cali Women of Small Support and Tole, to see that they will help the youths of the social committee in the kitchen, to see that food is not just there in a quantum, but it will be there also on time.
Yeah.
Yes, it is not just the fact that it will be there, but also we are stressing the fact that it will be there on time because of the junior youth. And I think that, Father, when it comes to making sure that food is there on time, I think that the last year it was really wonderful. I really want to commend the mothers who helped us and those who worked in the social committee. I think that food was never a problem last year, and I hope that this year again it will really be wonderful as we are working towards that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father Ansem, the diocesan youth chaplain. Now we go over to Madam Kindness for a footage that shows more about the kind of a publicity of the diocesan youth celebration come 27th of this month to the 30th of December with the bishops alongside with all the young people in the diocese. Over to you, Madam Kindness.
The Federation of the Catholic Youth of the Diocese of Buea presents a 3-day come together for youths across the Diocese of Buea, could name Bishop's Games, under the theme Surrender to Love, Igniting Faith, Hope and Community within the Youths. The 3-day event is slated to run from the 27th to the 30th of December 2023. The come together presents an opportunity for the youth of the Diocese of Buea to commune with their father, the Bishop, His Lordship Monsignor Michael Bibi. Featuring will be socio-cultural activities like Bible quiz, ballet, traditional dance, drama, sporting activities, and other interesting activities.
This come together is for all the young people of the Diocese of Buea to come and commune with our father, the chief shepherd of the diocese, His Lordship Bishop Michael Bibi, and with their brothers and sisters. And I think there is no greater time for us to share our love with one another than the period of Christmas, when the Prince of Peace, our Lord Jesus Christ, was born. So I am inviting every young person in this diocese, from Muyenge to Idzinau to Modeka, to come together. Let us celebrate the gift of our youthfulness and share the gift of our faith with one another. I hope to see you all there. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Madam Kindness, for that footage. And Father, we act like I said before, on the we got the flyer there showing that you are surrendering love, and then we could see hope and some other things on the flyer that surrender to love, with igniting faith, hope and community within the youth. So what do you have to tell the viewers about these, we call it maybe a kind of a captivative theme for this celebration?
We drew our inspiration from the Holy Father himself, who said the young people should rejoice in hope, and we say surrender to love, igniting faith, hope and a community within the youths of the diocese. And I think that is this idea that we want to instill in the young people, because I think that true love is really shown in service. Jesus says there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. And I think that was said in John's Gospel, chapter 13, verse 15. No, there's no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. And I think that in a generation where everybody seeks to go in for his or her own agenda, in a generation where everybody wants to be at the top, everybody wants to be seen, we want our young people to be different, to create that impact in the society. And that impact that we want to create is the kind of impact that they are called to be servants, to surrender themselves in love. And that will also go in a special way to increase their faith, to ignite their hope, and help their communities to be better. Like I said, these three virtues which St. Paul highlights, saying that they always last. Every other thing will collapse, but faith, hope, and love will remain. These are the three virtues we want to instill in the young people. And if it is being instilled in them, surrender themselves in total love, in total service of one another. What really matters is, what can I do to my brother and sister? What can I do to bring joy? What can I do to bring happiness? And it is going out of yourself in serving your brother and sister, in serving in your parish, in serving wherever, in whatever institution you find yourself, back in your family. That will bring you true happiness. Because now young people tend to think happiness is in wealth, is in fame, is in possession, and so on and so forth. But we want to turn it all around. True happiness is found in service. Jesus Christ himself said, I came not to be served, but to serve and to give my life as a ransom for many. So it is that kind of call we want to put in the young people again. That true fame, true happiness, it does not come with possession, with fame, with whatever, but it comes with service. And that is what we want to put in them. That servanthood. That is why we ask them to surrender themselves in love, and that will ignite their faith and their hope, and will make their communities a better place for them.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father. It is no news to us that the social media has come with many good things as well as some bad things too. Looking at the flyer that Madam Kindness just showed, preparing, I'm sure, the theme of this celebration, we're talking of the three key words down there. We have hope, love, and faith. One of those things which has been plaguing, maybe being a bit confusing among the young people, is love. Are they talks maybe prepared towards that in order to maybe to help them due to the impact that they've had so far from the social media?
Yes, Father, and I think that that will be one of the talks. I think we want to create that idea of, when we talk about love, what is it all about? And this is the idea I was talking about. True love is shown in service. And in just the booklet that will be used, just the forward that I wrote today, I was highlighting the aspect of who is a true servant, and saying that greatness and servanthood do not mix together. When you want popularity, when you want fame, those two things do not go alongside servanthood. The servant is someone who is always at the background. When he or she is noticed and being recognized, she humbly accepts the appreciation, but immediately moves away to continue renting services to whatever institution or place where he or she finds herself. So it is very important that we create that idea of the young people, what is love truly about, especially within the Christian milieu. And I think that love is all about servanthood. Love is all about being there for one another. And it is in that you truly gain happiness and you truly gain peace in yourself.
Yes, Father, still on the flyer, we have faith, hope, and love since 2016. I'm sure because of the crisis, time and again, the young people have not had enough time to come and spend with the bishop as they do have this time around. There is hope there. How have you put your things together and ensure that you instill that hope again in their hearts, in their minds, that this issue, the crisis that has been there plaguing the south and northwest regions of Cameroon for the past close to 7-8 years, there is hope that things will be better maybe in the future? What are you telling these young people? Because the young people of today, they are the leaders of tomorrow. What are you telling them?
Father, I think we have resource persons who are really prepared to come and rekindle the hope of the young people. And like most of them will be drawing from the Pope's message, rejoicing in hope. Yeah, and I think that they are really prepared to come, and especially those who are really in difficulties, those who are in challenges, especially those from the other area, maybe in Moyoka Tineri,
Tineri.
Munya Tineri, and
Yeah.
the rest. Many of them, just of recent, Father, just 2 days ago, about 15 young people, 15 of them were killed around Munyenge area, and most of them are university students who went there to bury a friend, and because of the difficulties where the soldiers, the military were attacked maybe on Saturday, and on Sunday when these young boys who were going back home to Munyenge, they are on break. Some of them have taken break already from the university. They went to bury a friend who died. They were going back maybe to Baikoke, that is an area after Munyenge there, towards Bonge area. They were going back there. Some of them were about 15 of them lost their lives just between the ages of 18 to 22. About 15 of them. So it is really a sad situation, and when many young people see this, there is the question of why go to school, why struggle to even make it, and all the rest. Where is God in this situation? And I think that there is really a need to instill faith and hope in these young people. If not, they will seek comfort in their peers and in other gatherings, because it is natural for young people to identify themselves with their peers, whether you like it or not. It is normal that we are told that man is a social being. But among the young people, that is even stronger, because that is where they get their appreciation. They use it as an escape route from the challenges they are facing at home in their studies, and when they meet with their peers, when they move on the street, when they discuss, when they gather in the football field or in the handball field, they use those opportunities to, take away like momentary escape routes for those difficulties that they are facing. So we too have to use certain gatherings to see how we can correct that idea, and let us not use these other gatherings with peers and with friends as escape routes. So these gatherings are very important, and I really want to appeal to the parents to encourage them to come and take part in it. Many young people I know, even back in my own home, right from small, Father, I used to attend rallies, cadet rallies, massive rallies, youth rallies. In fact, I've been one of those who I was really, till I entered the seminary, I was really regular for these things, and they really helped me in who I am today.
Yeah.
Yes, it is my vocation story. It is back there as a mass servant, there in the cathedral in Small Sopo. Here, the president is saying that it's a place where young people are not really active. But for the young people who take those things seriously, it is really a great opportunity for them to lift them up into the ladder of life. It is very important. So I really want to encourage the parents, encourage the young people themselves to take up that challenge and come and celebrate with the bishop and with their own brothers and sisters. And I think that it will help them grow in hope, in faith, and also impact their community in one way or another.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father Amsem Kebi, the diocesan youth chaplain. The diocesan vice president, Madam Emanuela. It is no news to us that among the youths of the Diocese of Buea, we have senior youths and the younger youths, we call it like that. We know that time and again more is being expected from the elderly ones, like the YCW. So far, how we've been working with them to ensure that they do their best to put everything together for a successful come together.
Thank you, Father, for that question. For the elderly youths, well, it's not limited only to YCW. We
Yeah,
also have
more precisely, we
CYC,
have YCW, we have most
CYC.
of CYC, yeah.
and for the other groups, we also have some persons who are a little bit older. And I think that the best way we come through with this is we always encourage them to be part and parcel of the youth ministry in their various parishes, because that is the root in their mission stations in their parishes. If they work there, the work goes ahead. If we meet them only at the diocesan level, we don't really feel the impact. So we constantly call on the YCW members to work with the other young persons. They can easily guide them, and due to the fact that they've had this experience for all this time, they can easily lead them. They can easily direct them on the issues that concern the young people. Activities like this, they can always tell them this is how we have to prepare for this and that. It is always a challenge for most parishes with YCW, as the members sometimes are not there or so. But we keep encouraging. We keep encouraging them. We keep calling on them to not give up on this particular task. They should always be there to see that they are like the lamb that lights the path for the younger ones. It is very important. It is quite understandable that when you grow older, it becomes sometimes difficult to relate with the very young ones who sometimes are heady, who are playful and so on. But I think that, as Father said, being a servant, you are ready to do so much. You're ready to go down there to meet them, to work, to be like them in order to encourage them. So we continue encouraging them, and we thank all the YCW members and other senior youths who have been working with the young persons, especially for activities like this, to continue putting in the effort. And for those who have not been doing it, it is joyful.
Yeah.
There is some joy found in working with this younger person. So I'm encouraging all of them to continue to do that wonderful task.
Yes, it's equally no news to us that some of the CYC, personally I didn't want to put the CYC there. I started with the YCW, the
Okay,
CYC. Time and again, when they do have celebrations of this magnitude, they'll prefer to work as CYC of the diocese. But when activities of this magnitude comes time up, like what we'll be having from the 27th, some of them may want to, to find themselves behind. What have you been doing in order to maybe to fight that particular syndrome, which is not the best?
Father, we continue encouraging. We don't have an option. We continue calling them out, emphasizing on their leaders to pull them. And we also talk to the PYC president and deanery presidents to also get to them in their parishes, in their deaneries, invite them for gatherings, for meetings, for everything that concerns this preparation. I think that has been encouraging some of them to be part. Although we cannot get all, but we keep encouraging and hoping that someday they'll realize that being part of the crowd for things like this is very beneficial to them and for the growth of the church as a whole.
Thank you very much. We have Mr. Jarvis, still for Buea Deanery President. There are little activities that have been expected for the youth, the young people to carry out back there in your parishes, why they're expecting maybe your parish priest or the parishioners to assist them to go for such celebrations like the one that will begin on the 27th. So far, what are the little things that you've been doing maybe to raise up maybe money for food quarters, or maybe transportation, or maybe maybe some kind of levies that have been given to you by the board when they sat for the preparations of these the come 27th to the 30th of December, the youth celebration?
Okay, thank you, Father. I'll begin with my parish, that's St. Martin, the Parish Bokwango. And so far, they say, in as much as we are youth, it doesn't mean that we should always go back to our parents when we need something. As used to, at times, it's good to work for ourselves, and the little we have, we can present it to our parents and say, okay, mommy, this is what we have to go for this, and whatever they can add, they can add up to this. And speaking from the side of my parish, and this Sunday, that's the 24th of Sunday, we're planning on doing a tea party to raise up money for Bishop Gaines, for the food quarters, transportations, and even cover some of the participation fees, some of the youth. And in case anywhere is short, we can go back now to the parish priest or to our chaplain and say, okay, Father, this is what we have made, and this is what we are short of. If the church can help us with this, it will be good. And for time again, the diocese or the chaplain have been talking about this issue of hosting a basket for the youth. Now it depends now on the parish, because if the parish is not a necessity that the parish or the church must give to the youth. However, if they are to give to the youth, it should be kind of a gesture to help the youth, and the youth too have to do something for the church for them to give. It's like a give and take something. You have to show to the church that we as youth, we are active in church activities like cleaning of the church, singing, and other activities, so that in this kind of activities, the bishop comes and say, okay, no, please, we are going for the bishop games. Okay, they as the youth or the parish council say, okay, no, our youth are going out. We know the importance of the youth in our church. This is what they do, and this is what they do. Let us assist them. But it's not left for the youth to just sit down, and when it's time for the bishop games, they just go up. And for this, each parish is supposed to have the parish coffers. That is, there's various contributions to just leave the parish as a group and whatsoever. And in terms of these bishop games, they just go back to their coffers, take what they can get, and if it's lacking, now they have various contributions that they levy per youth. For example, we have the participation fee paid 2,000 pounds per youth. It is the youth who pays the participation fee, unless the parish has more than enough to pay for the youth. As a youth, you have to pay your participation fee to be present for that bishop games. Without that participation fee, you cannot be enrolled or you cannot be registered as a bishop games, which means that youths too have a role to play regards to the bishop games. They don't just sit and let the other ones they say, or let the parish or the chaplain do whatever they have to do. No, we as youth, we have to gather ourselves together, prepare for the activities, prepare for whatever we have to do, and then we let now the church or the chaplain do what he has to do. And if he has to do it, not because he has to do it, as a gesture to help what they already have.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jarvis. we have these. This is for the Dyson Youth Chaplain. How are the deaneries and parishes? Okay, we got that already. So how many, maybe like how many parishes and deaneries that are we expecting? We talked of the estimate of a number of persons, youths, that is about 1,200 persons. How do we ensure that these people, these various young people, leave their parishes from Edinau to Edinau, Modika, and Munyenge to be at small support, considering the fact that we have with the traffic that we have this time around in Boya with all the festivities?
Yeah, Father, and we are hoping that that's why we are putting arrival time. We are taking that into consideration, knowing fully well that some of them are living a bit far. But thank God that our diocese is just a FACO division. We are thanking God for that. That not like we used to live and go for rallies in Kondo Titi, in Bonge. It's a whole day's journey. I don't think that that is the case. And I think that also, despite the traffic, the road is not that bad. Maybe for a few who are leaving Munyenge, but I think that they have a bad patch of the road, which is not that much. It's a bit difficult, but I don't think that it is impossible. So I think that we thank God for that. That our diocese is a bit smaller, and we can really manage that. That is why we have pushed our time for arrival, beginning from 11 a.m. in the morning. We will begin to attend to receive young people. And just to shock you, Father, that last year, the very first parish that arrived was St. Teresa of the Child Jesus Parish in Ioke. That is like the last parish when you are moving out of the diocese. So those who are instead a bit far, they have that in mind, that maybe we are going a bit far. Those who are very close to the place, like Boya Town, Grace of Paul, Bukwango, you see them sometimes arriving like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. when it's just about some few minutes to beginning the activities, the march past and welcoming the bishop, because we are hoping to receive him like 3 p.m. So we hope that we are using that period of about 4 hours to welcome them, to settle them, and to make sure that by 3 p.m. when we are beginning to welcome the bishop with the march past and the rest, everybody will be settled. So we are taking all that into consideration. And last year, about the logistics and about the places of accommodation, it was a bit difficult because the bureaucrat was not given to us in full. So now it has been given to us fully. All the dormitories will be used. The upper section and even the downer section will also be used, and we are also making arrangements to see if it is possible for us to also use the St. Catherine Center, which was just newly renovated. So we want enormous space. We want enough space for the young people to really rest well after the day's activities. So all that is taken into consideration, Father.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father. Like I said before, it's not news to us about the crisis, though it's a bit balanced. There's still kind of fright in the minds of some parents. What are you telling these parents? How far have you made maybe some kind of to put things stable as far as security is concerned?
Father, security is very tight. First of all, normally now in the bishop's compound, there is already security there. But because we are expecting that huge number, I think that we'll tighten the security. We're already making arrangements with those in charge of security to see that people are being sent to protect the young people in the course of that gathering. And despite the fact that we have the human protection, which is very important, we also have the Holy Spirit, who is there to look after us. He is there to guide us. And we know that, as it has always been the case, we don't wish for any casualty. We hope that we will have a peaceful stay with our Father, the Bishop of the Diocese, and at the end, each youth will be living back to his or her own parish very enriched. So we have taken that into consideration, Father, that they will be well secured. The parents should not be afraid. We are taking all that into consideration.
Yeah, furthermore to that, it's no news to us that when these young people, when they come together like that, with huge numbers of about 900 and above of them, some of them do scale the fence. How do you identify, maybe find them in the neighborhood? How do you identify that this is a youth for this particular activity? The past years, we used to maybe we could see some of those young people with their badges, but sometimes some are so smart that they hide those badges, and maybe you see them in the cartier buying some kind of things, smuggling things, and maybe some kind of things which are not necessary. Some like food, some food stuff, some will even bring beer. So how do you work to ensure that these things are not maybe being done this time around?
Father, that is always, they will have one. We cannot sugarcoat the whole thing, saying that it is always 100%. With the young people, you know that there will always be those who are venturous. Yeah, and we use this media, this forum, to really say we are expecting the young people who are coming for this gathering to really comport themselves.
Yeah.
We are really expecting them to help us have a smooth running of the various activities. And like I said, you will always have one or two young people who want to go astray. Normally that is always happening because they are young people. And if we don't have that, Father, I think that also then you will not really say that young people gather. But we are hoping that it will not be exaggerated. That is just it. We hope that it will not be exaggerated. Like I said, there's a disciplinary team. There is also the security to make sure that people don't exaggerate things and don't go out of hand. So that is all. And we want to also encourage them to keep that spirit of competition. Apart from the fact that they will want to win some little prizes here and there, which will be given, but we also want that they should use that opportunity to showcase the talents that God has blessed them with as young people, and also to meet new faces, to get to know new people. I don't think that last time I asked them during the evaluation of our garden last year, that how many of them left that place knowing the names of a brother or a sister from a different parish. I think that a brother from Bukwango should know a sister from Munyenge. A brother from Munyenge should know a brother from Now, and that is what makes the diocese a beautiful garden when young people come to meet each other. This garden should also act as a springboard for them also to enhance one another, not just in the spiritual life, but also in their day-to-day physical activities. Why not meet a brother that can help you become something better out of these kind of gatherings? Why not meet a sister that can help you become something better out of these gatherings? Your interactions and your experiences from different places and from different parishes, they are quite different. When you interact with those people from different places, you get something that is very new, and you live there very rich. So I think that we are encouraging them to kill that spirit of competition. Rather, they should come to interact, learn, and share with one another, so that they can be living there with something really new for themselves as we enter into 2024.
Yeah, thank you very much for the answer. For Mr. Kensa, he has been silenced for some time now. We think that he is one of the elderly youths, if I'm not making a mistake so far.
And the vice general president for Boya, for Muliko Dineri. Yes.
So what are you telling your peers as far as working together, maybe assisting the diocesan youth chaplain and his team, to make sure that this celebration be a success? What are you telling those other ones? Because some of them at times, it's not news to us that they come and they want to sit for other things to be done for them. What are you telling your peers and all the executives generally?
Well, I think firstly, each and everyone should be responsible for his or her own self. Because in as far as Father says, security measures have been put in place, and when you enforce the security measures, is not enough. Because if you feel like you get what Father says and then you just do things anyhow, maybe you might enter into a place where they will not be there for you. So I just think that each and every one of us has to, we have to take responsibility for ourselves first before other things come to us. Again, there are some youth that have this mindset of coming to the camp maybe because of what happened the previous one. They are coming again maybe if somebody do, or if any parish do this. I think when we come together, it's always good for us to actually make amends. This is the first period. We have to come together, like Father said, make new friends, know your brother from the other side. Because sometimes you even pass them on the road, you don't even know that this person is a Catholic Christian or is in the same apostolic group with you. But because you feel like
we are always a rivalry. There's always a rivalry among.
Yes. Oh, your zone. I am just here. I don't need to. We are all one in as far as as we are calling Moliko, we are calling Ngeme, we are calling Batoke, we are all one. Again, I want to also say that as far as youth game is concerned, I think there's one thing that I think I'm really happy about it, though I've never said it in our meetings, is the activity for the teens. Over the years, we come with teens. If they're not crying, they're hungry. They have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, but this year things have been put for them, and many of them, you get them, they want to go. The more teens are actually happy to go this time around, which I think they have triggered their spirit. Yes, and if you can continue that, it will be good, because when I got that particular part of it, I think I was really happy. We come with our teens. If they're not hungry, they're sleeping or they're crying. That's just what they do. Yes.
And it's a kind of maybe spice for the activities.
Yes. And they'll be involved, and they'll start taking from where some of us are living already. And tomorrow they'll continue.
Because you will not be a youth forever. Okay, that is good. We thank Mr. Kesa for that. The young people, also the very little ones from the ages of about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. They have also a place as far as the celebration is concerned. If I'm not making a mistake, Father, one of the youngest youth of last year, you gave the prize to, was it about 2 or 3 years? I can't remember.
It was 4 years.
4 years old. 4 years old. So we're encouraging parents that they are going to do their best to protect these young people, the very little ones. They have their own talents and they are expected to come show their talents. Madam Kindness, we have another footage there for our viewers as far as the preparations for the diocesan youth celebration come 27th of this month to the 30th of December with the bishop in a small support. Boya, can we have that? Thank you.
As the Bishop's Games draw closer, the youths of Tiko Dineri, Diocese of Boya, are leaving no stone unturned. They are engaging in serious rehearsals at All Saints Parish Mutengene. The Bishop's Games is scheduled to run from the 27th to the 30th of December 2023. Hence, the youth president of Tiko Dineri says they are ready for the Bishop's Games 2023.
As of what I've seen and what I've witnessed, my dinner is prepared. They are well prepared for the game and on all aspects.
Raisa Tita, a youth in Tiko Dineri, on her part, revealed that she is impressed with the massive turnout of youths in preparation for the Bishop's Games.
Based on the preparation of the upcoming Bishop's Games, I can say all the youths are coming in their numbers. The youths of the various parishes under the Tiko Dineri are present.
Just like the youths of Tiko Dineri, youths from other dineries are participating in the Bishop's Games come December 27, 2023.
Thank you very much. You could see the coming together of the youths of Tiko Dineri, which makes it like the famous anthem of South Africa says it. When we are together, we are very strong, and when we divide, we find ourselves falling. I think maybe that is a very good one for the anthem. What do you think about that? You know, that particular idea of those, especially those in Tiko Dineri, you know, coming together like that.
And Father, it's very wonderful when I see that, because that is the largest deanery. When we stated this year that we will not want competitions to be per parishes, we want the competitions to be per deaneries, just to strengthen the bond of the deaneries. That sense of belonging to a deanery is not just about my parish, and that is what we wanted to strengthen with this idea of saying that competitions or the various activities will be per parishes, especially the socio-cultural activities like dancing, singing, ballet. There will be others that will be per parishes, like the Bible quiz and a talent show and the rest. But most of the activities will be per deanery, and there were about 5 of them. And when we stated that that you can choose a parish to say, okay, like in Tiko Dineri, Mudeka represent us maybe in traditional dance, or say All Saints Parish represent us in drama. That's what we had in mind. But later on, they came and said, Father, in that Dineri we are 8 parishes. If we say like that, they will mean that there will be some parishes that will be left out. I say, go back and talk among yourselves, and just with no time, in a short while, you see that you can see the population for the choral music. They are from different parishes in that deanery. If it was that idea of, like you just said, Father, that divided with 4, if it was just that idea of Mutengene, take singing, you will not see that number. they are coming from different parishes, and it's in all other activities. So they are really having that idea of a koinonia, that idea of oneness. That is what we really want to strengthen in the other deaneries. So I want to say kudos to the deanery president and to the ESCOs of that deanery for fostering such ideas. And I think that is what is happening in other deaneries. I think in that footage, it was not only a Tico deanery that was being shown, that was also Moliko deanery. And in other deaneries, we have other footages which will be shown maybe subsequently over Divine Mercy. We are saying that the steam and the preparation has taken another level in all the deaneries. I just want to encourage the young people that are left behind to join that train and come 27. Let us make the Diocese of Buea feel the presence of the young people in this diocese.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father Amson KB. We begin this time around with Javi. So maybe you have some nice words for the young people in the various parishes, beginning from Medina to Modica, and we get those from Munyenge, and then you come back to Buea, which is central. What do you have for them?
What I have for the youth in Modica and it's now and the other parishes or down Modica deaneries, like they always say, distance is not a barrier.
Yeah.
And when there's a zeal, there is a way, which means that if they want to, they can make it, and if they can make it, therefore they will be there. And as the team or as the Pope message says, when there's life, there's hope. Let them keep up hoping that, and in as much as there are challenges, there can be positive ways or positive results to challenging moments. And no matter how challenging it is, they can always make it. And let us stand together as one, as all the youth of the diocese from various parishes, and to show the world that we are not just a diocese from CMA and otherwise, we are diocese because we are youths and we make up the diocese. Let us show the bishop that we are the youths of the diocese, of his diocese, and by our presence, he will be glad, and we'll also be glad that we are doing this for ourselves, for our future, and for the diocese. Like they say, the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. The youths have a place in the society, and if you as youths of the Diocese of Buea can come together as one to be together for 4 days, it's a marvelous thing, it's a wonderful thing, spiritually and socially, because obviously there we're going to learn have spiritual talks, bond with others, people I've never met. Obviously, as I'm talking, I don't know people from maybe 8 now and Nikasabet. When I go there, obviously I'm going to see 1 or 2 faces, hear 1 or 2 names, and that contact, it creates a bond between us, and it boosts our social life and our spiritual self. And coming back to my deanery, especially to the parishes like Our Lady of Souls and Regina Passes, or what I want to say is, no matter what they're going through, no matter what the youth say they are, we are still youths, and we are youths of this diocese. So we want us to stand up together. Let's come out from our numbers. Let's leave our comfort zones. Let's leave our peer pressure, some friends out of our youth groups and out in the streets, and let's come together as youths of the diocese and show our faith and our social selves to each another.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jarvis, and to the Vice Diocesan Youth President. What do you have for the executive, the diocesan executive, as far as this preparation is concerned? 1 word for them.
A shout out to all of them, especially the diocesan president, Brother Leonard Fombat. I think he's a very dynamic leader.
Yeah.
He's doing everything possible to ensure that this program is a success. So I want to keep encouraging him to not give up, and to all the other ESCO and committee members, don't give up. Let us make this a lifetime. Let us make it a wonderful experience that all of us will keep remembering for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Mr. Kensaisa, what do you have for this time around? Let's say to the parents. What do you have to tell the parents?
Well, I think I want to tell the parents who have been sending their children over the years that they have actually been doing a good thing. To the parents who actually feel like maybe what the children go there and it's not actually fruitful, they should change their mindset and give a try. And everything is good to give a try before you conclude. And to some parents, please help you actually to pay their participation fee, because some just feel like as a church activity, the church is generous in everything. So I'm just like encouraging them when the children come to the video I'm giving them. So as far as water is concerned, let them actually try their possible best. We know that people always talk about the church has money, but the church always need money. So they should try their best, help the children, let them pay their participation fee, and come and commune with the bishop, as we are all hoping to see our brothers and sisters on the 27th.
Thank you very much. And the SNU chaplain, maybe you have a word for all the priests. You know, these young people, they belong in various parishes, various deaneries, and we have deans, we have parish priests who work together to ensure that these young people, they do their best in as far as the kind of celebration is concerned. What do you have for them?
Father, all I can say to my brother priest is gratitude, because if the young people are preparing, it is all thanks to their support and their effort. So I just want to thank them and ask them to continue to encourage the young people, that we hope that all the parishes will be present for this gathering. And I think that for all the priests, we hope that they will send their children to also come and gain something that will also come back and impact their own parishes. So I just want to tell them that thank you, and we hope that we will see the children from the various parishes. All has been said, all has been done. I hope to see the young people come 27 in Bishop Rogan College.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father. I'm sure maybe what are they expected to put on the day, the 27, when they're coming for the celebration, Madam Emanuela?
The minor seminary is a cold area, that environment. So we encourage all the young people to clothe themselves in warm clothing. Have enough clothing for the 3 days they're going to spend there. And they should have their toiletries, their beddings, their cutlery. And we also expect young persons to come with their Bibles, their hymnals, a notebook, their rosaries, so that they'll be able to participate in all the activities fully.
Yeah, thank you very much, Father Ansem Kebi. Thank you very much, Mr.
Of the Diocese of Boya on social network. Via Swecom app, available on Google and App Store. Facebook, Divine Mercy Radio Television. YouTube, comment, like, and share. Divine Mercy Radio Television. Sharing the light of hope. Connectez-vous, suivez et regardez DMR TV, Divine Mercy Radio Television, la chaîne de télévision du diocèse de Boya. Sur réseaux sociaux, avec l'application Swecom App disponible sur Google et App Store, Facebook, YouTube, commentez, like et partagez. Divine Mercy Radio Television. Sharing the light of hope.
Les évêques du Cameroun, les évêques du Gabon, ceux de la Guinée équatoriale, venez, montons à la montagne du Seigneur, avec Monseigneur Philippe, évêque de notre diocèse. Ensemble réfléchissons sur les défis de l'annonce.